Hey yo, what's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of that boy, ETV. You already know, man, we are back on Call of Duty. And look, man, I know this has been floating around the community for a while, but I just got to give my thoughts on it and my little 2 cents. So, first thing is we're going to start off with is going to be this tweet. And that's and it's coming straight from Call of Duty. It goes, first off, thank you. Call of Duty has always been fueled by the community. No shit. Every match, every clip, every bit of feedback, you've shaped this franchise right alongside us. We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Immersive, intense, visceral, and in many ways grounded. That feedback hits home and we take it seriously. Carry forward update. So operator skins and weapons from BO6 will no longer carry forward to BO7, but will still work in Warzone. XP tokens and gobblegums will continue to carry over. Fighting cheaters. Ricochet is adding new detection tools plus secure boot/TPM 2.0 on PC to stop cheaters earlier. And more ahead from Treyarch, additional info on multiplayer, refined movement, zombies, innovations, cross mode progression, and much more gameplay. Read the full update. And in the post and in the description, I'll have that link that is here at the tweet. I will put it down there for you guys, right? But let's just get into this thing here where let's focus on them talking about how the talk around the identity of Call of Duty, right? Now, in my last video, I've always said that due to Warzone, the multiplayer has suffered, right? Because since Warzone is free, they got to find some type of way to really make that money up. You know what I'm saying? And they've done that through bundles. And that's why the bundles are so kid-friendly, because those are the people that are buying these skins for the most part. Are you going to get adults? Yes, you're going to get them every once in a while because, don't get me wrong, even I've bought a couple skins that I thought looked cool. You know what I'm saying? So it does happen from time to time. But for the most part, you're going to have children buying all this stuff, which is why we're getting things like American Dad and Beavis and Butthead in the dang game, right? But isn't it funny that they're saying we won't allow these skins to carry over for the multiplayer side, right? So for us multiplayer guys, we don't have to worry about seeing Stan Smith or Beavis and Butthead anymore, at least in our games. But it doesn't mention anything about them not essentially putting a replacement in. Like, they're still going to have, I guarantee you, even probably on day one, they're still going to have these immersive skins. They're just not going to have the ones from BO6 that people really don't like. That's why we're not going to bring, you can't bring any of those because people don't like the skins from BO6. But when they release BO7, just look at the aesthetic. The whole aesthetic of BO7 is kind of like virtual reality, I believe. Even in the new pack you can get in BO6 right now, the Reznikov pack or whatever it is, the guy's skin is like a hologram. So and from the trailer alone, we can tell that there's like some virtual reality or some type of manipulation of this matter. So with that being said, that gives them all kinds of grounds to now put in wild and crazy stuff and basically have it be like, oh, well, it fits the aesthetic. What do you mean? I don't think that BO7 multiplayer will ever see any more cartoonerized, like in the actual cartoon aesthetic ever again. But I still believe that they will try to throw some type of crazy skins. They'll probably go back to how they did it with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and put it in more of the Call of Duty aesthetic. But it's still just immersive watching a Teenage Mutant Turtle butt slide around a corner and shoot me with a gun when they actively don't use them. So that's kind of just a bit weird to me. But here's the other flip side to this, right? So all these skins are going to stay on the Warzone side, right? So if you're playing Warzone, you're still going to see Beavis and Butthead. You're also still going to see Stan Smith. You're going to see all that craziness. Now, here's the thing. More people, when it comes to streaming, more people watch Warzone content than they do multiplayer content. Let's just be real about it. I'm a multiplayer head. Me personally, I'm a multiplayer enthusiast. I rock that shit all day. I don't like Warzone. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and deny facts. When it comes to streaming Call of Duty, people are watching Warzone. They're not watching multiplayer for real. You do have those that watch multiplayer. Like if you're, and depending on who you are, you can get a viewing through multiplayer. But the average viewership when it comes to Call of Duty is going to be to the Warzone side. So if you're allowing they said that they're allowing the carryover to be in Warzone, that means most eyes, when they see Call of Duty, they're still going to see these crazy kid-friendly ass skins, because that's the version of the game that most people watch. Most people are not watching multiplayer. So even if in multiplayer you make it to where these skins aren't available, again, most people, maybe, you know what, maybe I might be wrong. Maybe the viewership might switch over. Maybe the people might gravitate more to the multiplayer gameplay, viewing that, because they don't have to watch and look at these crazy skins, even though I guarantee you multiplayer is going to have them too. But think about that. You know how bad the identity crisis of Call of Duty is that you had to put out this tweet. You then think about it and say to yourself, okay, well, we're at least going to make sure our multiplayer guys don't have to see this. So we're not going to keep that carryover. So there's somewhere in your brain that you know that this is a bad idea, that these skins are bad for the game. That's why you're taking out of at least the multiplayer side, right? But now you also understand that since most of your player base and most of the people who buy these skins are most likely playing in Warzone, you don't want to erase people's ability to use the skin, so you're going to leave it in Warzone. But guess what? You're leaving it in the most viewed section of your game. So most people are still going to think that this is the aesthetic of Call of Duty, no matter how you change it. If you were going to stop the carryover, you shouldn't have carried it over on either Warzone or the multiplayer side. That's how you handle the problem. You need to just be honest about it, because let's be real, most games you buy skin only lasts for that game. It is what it is. You needed to put out a tweet saying that these skins wouldn't carry over, and that you were going for it would be a sci-fi, because clearly through the trailers and everything we've seen, we could tell it's a sci-fi, but you could say it's more of a grounded sci-fi experience, man, opposed to what we're getting. Because right now, I'm telling you, it's still going to be viewed as kid-friendly, because those skins are still going to be running around Warzone, and I guarantee you we're still going to end up seeing these crazy-ass skins being put out in these bundles, especially day one when it comes to the multiplayer side as well, man. Hopefully this shit comes out on Game Pass, and I don't really have to pay for it, so it just is what it is, and I'll just play it anyway and see how it goes, and I'll probably complain the whole time as I'm doing it, man. But let me know how y'all feel, man. How do y'all feel about the carryover, man? Do y'all think that this is good, that they only are doing it for the multiplayer side, or do you think that they should do it for both the multiplayer and the Warzone side? Let me know down in them comments, and let's get a conversation started, man. But until then, I'm gonna leave y'all off with the rest of this gameplay here in the background, and I hope y'all enjoy that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at that boy ETV. Now, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.